Good morning, all of you. So, in this class, we are going to discuss about combinatorics, unit 3, combinatorics. So, combinatorics is just a study of finite or countable structure. Means we have a different arrangement of a group of items or list of items. So, to study that finite countable is called combinatorics. So what is combinatorics? A combinatorics is just a study of finite or countable structure. Means we have a different arrangements of a group of items or list of items, so that finite countable is called combinatorics. So study of arrangements of objects is an important part of this mathematical foundation of computer science. So we can phrase many counting problems in terms of ordered or unordered arrangement of the objects of a set. These arrangements are called permutations and combinations. Another important tool that we will discuss during the course of this chapter, that is pigeonhole principle. So in the counting technique, or in the combinatorics, we discuss about permutations, combinations, and another one is pigeonhole principle. So first we start the class with basics of counting. Okay. So there are two fundamental principles of counting. First one, sum rule. Second one, product rule. So sum rule. If the first task can be done in n1 ways, and the second can be done in n2 ways, and if these two cannot be done at the same time, then there are n1 plus n2 ways to do either task. Means, so the first task can be done in n1 ways, and the possible ways to done is n1, and second task done in n2 ways, and if these two tasks cannot be done at the same time, then there are n1 plus n2 ways to do the whole task. Okay, either task. So that is called sum rule. Okay, so product rule. The product rule states that if a procedure can be broken into two tasks such that the first task can be done in n1 ways and the second task can be done in n2 ways after the first task has been done, then n1 into n2 ways to do the procedure. So what is product rule? The product rule states that if a procedure can be broken down into a sequence of two tasks such that the first can be done in n ways, and the second can be done in n2 ways after the first task completed. So when we did the n2 second task after completion of first task, we can done second task in n2 ways. So then n1 into n2 ways to do the whole procedure. Okay. So next one, extended sum rule. So we can extend the sum rule more than two tasks. Suppose the tasks n1, t1, t2 and so on tm can be done in n1, n2 and so on nm ways respectively. So t1 task done by n1 ways and t2 task done by n2 ways and tm task done by nm ways respectively. Then number of these tasks can be done at the same time. Then the number of ways to do these tasks is n1 plus n2 plus and so on plus nm ways. So the number of ways to do these all tasks is n1 plus n2 plus and so on plus nm ways. Okay. So extended product rule. So we can extend the product rule more than 2 tasks. Suppose that the procedure can be broken into T1, T2 and so on TM tasks. If there are N1, N2 and so on NM ways to do the first, second and so on nth task. So one after the other, one after the other. So then the procedure can be done in N1 into N2 into and so on NM ways. N1 into N2 into and so on NM ways. Okay. So this is the counting principle, sum rule, product rule, extended sum rule and extended product rule. So going to examples. So how many ways can be drawn a heart or spade from an ordinary pack of cards? So how many ways can be drawn a heart or spade from an ordinary pack of cards? So in an ordinary pack of cards, number of heart is equal to 13 and the number of spades is equal to 13. So in a ordinary pack of cards, 13 heart symbol cards and 13 spade symbol cards are there. So number of ways selecting a heart is equal to in total cards. So each heart symbol can be selected by one time. So total we have 13 possibilities. So that is denoted by 13 C1. Okay. So number of ways of selecting the spades is equal to 13 C1. This is the first task and second task. So number of ways selecting a hearts 13 C1 and the number of ways of selecting the spades 13 C1. So therefore the number of ways of selecting a heart or spade, heart or spade, or means sum. Okay, heart or spade. So that can be, so 13 C1 plus 13 C1. So in total cards we have to pick the one card. So how many heart symbol cards are there? 13. So the possibility is 13 C1 plus 13 C1. So totally 13 C1 means 13 plus 13, that is equal to 26. Okay. Second one, how many ways can we draw a numbered card and a king from an ordinary pack of playing cards? Here, numbered card and a king from an ordinary pack of playing card, and means product. Okay. So numbered card and a king from an ordinary pack of playing cards. So number of numbered cards in a ordinary pack of playing cards are 36. So number of numbered cards is equal to 36. So number of kings is equal to 4. Number of kings is equal to 4. So number of ways of selecting a numbered card and a king. Number of ways of selecting a numbered card or a king. The possibilities are, so each card. So how many cards here there? 36. So every each card to pick every time single card. So we have 36 possibilities. In that, how many kings are there? 4. So the product of these two, number card are and king and a king. So 36 into 4, that is equal to 144 possibilities. Okay. So next, there are 150 mathematics students and 200 computer science students in a college. So in that, first question is, how many ways are there to select two representatives? So that one is mathematics student and the other is computer science student. Second question is, how many ways are there who is either mathematics or computer science student? So in given data, we have 150 mathematics students and 200 computer science students. In that, we have to, for first question, we have to pick two representatives, so that one is from mathematics and another one is from computer science student. So for in mathematics, we have 150 students. So the possibilities are 150. Okay. The combination of computer science students, so total computer science students are 200. So combination, so one mathematics student and one computer science student, the combination of these two is 150 into 200. So this can be written like this. So by product rule, the number of ways to select two representative is equal to 150. This is total number of mathematics students into total number of computer science students. So 150 into 200, that is equal to 30,000. 30,000 ways to pick one mathematics student and one computer science student. So second question is, how many ways are there who is either mathematics or computer science student? So any one of them. So either it is mathematics or computer science student. So if we by some rule to select one representative either mathematics or computer science, the possibilities is total of these two combinations. So 150 plus 200, that is equal to 350. 150 plus 200, that is equal to 350. Okay. So next question. How many different license plates are available if each plate contains sequence of 2 letters followed by 4 digits? So what is the question? How many different license plates are available if each plate contains sequence of 2 letters followed by 4 digits? So totally adding these 2 and plus 4, so total number plate having 6 values. In that 2 are letters and 4 are digits. So in contain sequence of 2 letters followed by 4 digits. So solution. So we have 10 choices for each 4 digits because we have the numbers from 0 to 9. So we have 10 possibilities for these 4 digits. Okay. So that is 10 choices for each 4 digits. Okay. And we have 26 letters. So in that we have 2 letters in every plate, in every license plate. So we have 26 choices. 26 choices for each 2 letters, for each 2 letters. So by product rule, this can be written, the number of different plates are 26 into 26 into 10 into 10 into 10 into 10. So means in first place 26 letters low one of the letter, and in second place also 26 letters low one of the letter, and in third place one of the number of from 10 digits, and fourth place also one of the number from 10 digits. So up to 4 places, so 4 tens, 10 into 10 into 10. So that can be written 26 whole square into 10 power 4. So totally we have how many ways, how many chances? 67 lakhs 60,000. 67 lakhs 60,000. Okay. So permutation. So what is mean by permutation? An ordered arrangement of objects or elements from a set of different objects is called permutations. The ordered arrangement of objects or elements from a set of different objects is called a permutation. So where the order matters for arranging the objects is called permutation. Where the matter does not matter, that is called combination. So first we discuss about permutation. So an ordered arrangement of objects or elements from a set of different objects is called permutation. Where the order is the matter to arrange the objects is called a permutation. So the formula for the permutation is the number of R permutations with n objects is denoted by NPR, or P of n comma R. The formula is NPR is equal to n factorial by n minus R factorial. Okay. Problem. First problem, consider the 6 digits 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. The 6 digits assuming that repetitions are not permitted. Assuming that repetitions are not permitted. Answer the following. So first one, how many 4-digit numbers can be formed from the 6 digits? So using these 6 digits, how many 4-digit numbers will be possible? Okay, that is first question. Second question is, how many of these are less than 4,000? So how many of these are less than 4,000? In possible 4-digit numbers, in that how many numbers are less than 4,000? How many numbers are less than 4,000? Third question, how many of the numbers in first question are even? So first question means the possible 4-digit numbers using given 6 digits. In that, how many numbers are even numbers, even 4-digit numbers? Okay. So fourth question, how many of the numbers in one are odd? So if we find total 4-digit numbers and even 4-digit numbers, how can we get the odd numbers? Total 4-digit numbers minus even numbers, we get the odd numbers. Okay. So fifth question, how many of the numbers in one are a multiple of 5? So multiple of 5. So sixth question, how many of these numbers contain 5, 2, 7 in them? So we in first question we have to find 4-digit numbers, possible 4-digit numbers using the given 6 digits. In that, what we have to find in sixth question, in those numbers, how many numbers having these 3 numbers? Okay, so these 3 numbers. So these are the questions given under the main question. So the 6 digits are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So here the condition is repetitions are not permitted. Okay, so how to solve this? So going to solution. First one, so in first question we have to find 4-digit numbers through given 6 digits. 4-digit numbers through 6 digits. Okay, so the number of 4-digit numbers can be formed from the 6 digits. So here the permutations are 4. The permutation size is 4 and the possible digits are 6. So this can be written 6p4. Okay, the permutation size is 4 digits, and using 6 digits, using these 6 digits we have to arrange the numbers in 4 digits. Okay, so 6 factorial by 6 minus 4 factorial, 6 factorial by 2 factorial, that is equal to 360. 6 factorial means 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. In denominator 2 into 1, 2 will be cancelled. The remaining 6 into 5, 5 into 4, 4 into 3. Okay, that is equal to 360. So total we have, using given 6 digits, we have 4-digit numbers. How many 4-digit numbers we have? 360. Okay. So second question. What is second question? How many of these are less than 4,000? So less than 4,000 means in the 4-digit numbers. So first starting with the value less than 4. So in given 6 digits, how many numbers are less than 4? So 1, 2, 3. Here 3 numbers are less than 4. So starting with these number, the given the number will be less than 4,000. So here the 4-digit number is less than 4,000 if the first digit will be starts with 1, 2, 3. If a 4-digit number is to be less than 4,000, then the first digit must be starts with 1, 2 or 3. Therefore, the first space can be filled up in 3 ways. So either 1 or 2 or 3. So we need to find the less than 4,000. So in that first place will be filled with 1, 2 or 3. Okay, fill it up in any ways nahi, so 3 ways. Okay, then remaining digits, how many digits are there to fill up? 3 digits. How to fill these 3 digits? We remaining using remaining digits. So these 3 ways, the remaining 3 spaces can be filled up with the remaining 5 digits. So 5 digits means, so already we have 1, 2, 3. In that first place filled with 1 means remaining digits are 5. So first place filled with 2 means remaining digits are remaining digits filled with 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so can be placed in P of permutation 5 comma 3 ways. P of 5 comma 3 ways. Hence the required number is equal to first digit possible ways are 3 into remaining 3 digits will be arranged in 5p3 using 5 digits. So 5p3. So 5 factorial by 5 minus 3 factorial. 5 factorial by 2 factorial. So 5 factorial means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 factorial. So 2 factorial cancel. 5 fours are 20, 20 threes are 60. So 3 into 60, that is equal to 180. So the possible ways are 180. Not ways. The possible numbers are 180. What are they? Those 180 numbers are less than 4,000. Okay. So third question. In that third question, how many of the numbers in one are even? So the possible 4-digit numbers using these given 6 digits is 360. In this 360 numbers, how many numbers are even? So how to find the even numbers? How to find the even numbers? So let us see. So we have 4-digit number. We have 4-digit number. So how to find the even numbers? So in the 4-digit numbers is to be even, then the last digit must be. So in given digits, how many even numbers are there? 2, 6. So the last digit must be 2, either 2 or 6. So either 2 or 6. Okay. So therefore, the last space can be filled with how many ways are here? 2 or 6. That is 2 ways for last digit fill up. Okay. Remaining 3 spaces. Remaining 3 spaces filled with remaining 5 digits. This can be written 5p3. So that is equal to 2 into 5 factorial by 2 factorial. That is equal to 125. This can be written like this. The remaining 3 places with the 5 digits can be filled with p of 5 comma 3. That is equal to 2 into p of 5 comma 3. That is equal to 2 into 5 factorial by 2 factorial. So 5 factorial means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 factorial. 2 factorial cancel. 5 fours 20, 23 is 60. So 60 into 2, 120. Okay. So in 364 digit numbers, 120 numbers are even numbers. 120 numbers are even numbers. So fourth question. So in how many odd numbers are there in equation 1? So how to get odd numbers? So we know the total 4-digit numbers. How much? 360. And we know the total even numbers in that. So how many? 120. So we subtract this 120 from total, we get the odd numbers. So 360 minus 120, that is equal to 240. This is the odd numbers. Okay. So fifth question. What is fifth question? How many numbers? How many numbers in first question are a multiple of 5? Multiple of 5. So if the 4-digit number is to be a multiple of 5, then the last digit must be 5. Then the last digit must be 5. So in given 5 digits, we have the 5 multiple 5 itself. So the only possibility is one way. So the remaining 3 is filled with 5 digits. So therefore the last space can be filled up in only one way. So here the 5 multiple is only 5. So 1 into 5p3. So 5 factorial by 2 factorial, that is equal to 60 ways. So the number that is multiple of 5 is 60 ways, 60 numbers. So sixth question, the digits 5, 2, 7 and occupy any two of the four places in four places. So number of ways is equal to, so the digits 5 and 7 can occupy any two of the four places in P of 4 comma 2. Okay, so that is equal to 4 into 3, that is equal to 12 ways. So the remaining two places can be filled up with the remaining 4 digits. So totally we have 6 digits. In that 2 digits 5, 7 are left. So in remaining digits are 4. So these two are is filled in two places. So in remaining two places will be filled with remaining 4 digits. So the formula is 4 factorial by 4 minus 2 factorial into 4 factorial by 4 minus 2 factorial. So total numbers are 144. Total numbers are 144. So the required number is equal to 144. Okay. So in next class we continue the problems.